Yo, what is up, YouTube? Bit of a funny and weird and horrible time to start my vlog today, but it's been mad busy. It's actually Wednesday evening right now. I've got my hat on, still got my hood on, another hood on top from my coat because it is raining and windy out here. Horrible weather, and I'm actually on my way to an interesting talk. Sorry about the noise in the back. It's a bit of drilling on the road. I'm telling you, it's a mad one this evening. Anyway, on my way to a talk. See my eyes? On my way to a talk in London Bridge about porn. Funny enough, a friend of mine who I have spoken to about things that I was going through and things I've read about porn and kind of the problems with it, sent me a link today randomly, or text of about a talk going on by a guy who I've never heard of, who was talking about whether the effects of porn on society. So just finished the chest workout. Actually felt really good. Did some cardio earlier today, but I really thought today would be interesting to kind of film this whole process, go to the talk and see what he's saying, and report back on it later. Can't see my eyes. Report back on it later. So yeah, on my way to London Bridge right now, and get back to you after the talk. Maybe I'll see if I can do some recording in there as well. To go. It's fine. Edge, I like edge.
And my parents are worried, and they think I'm gonna. Thank you.
Sounding too graphic, but you know, the positions, the sounds, who does what and why, and who gets to benefit more and why, and all of those things is actually so, it almost feels innate in us when actually I don't think it is at all. I think it's much more a socialisation as a result of being exposed to porn from the age of 8, 9 and so on.
Part of what I'm helping them do is to develop a healthy concept of sexuality. Unlike the analogy of hamburgers, or alcohol, for example, you can choose not to have alcohol. You can give that up. You can choose not to smoke. You can give that up. It's highly unlikely that you're going to give up having sex for life, which is where some of the abstinence things falls down. So it's how you develop a healthy attitude to sexuality that you're comfortable with, that doesn't cause shame or angst for you, that doesn't compromise your value system, that you're in a relationship that you're happy with your partner knowing about, because let's face it, an awful lot of us engage with sexual content that we'd rather our partners didn't know about or are afraid of what would happen if they did. So the other side of that is, why are you doing it in the first place? What is it that's drawing you to this? And there are for some people some underlying psychological reasons that predisposition them to consuming certain types of material. An example being potentially, and this is just a conjecture for the mandingle side of things, could that for someone be representative of power base? Could that be tapping into a sense of influence? When you talk about addiction, it seems as though it doesn't matter whether you're talking about problematic behaviour in relationship to alcohol, drugs, gaming, gambling. There's a formation and changes that happen in the body and the physiology of the person that has a commonality throughout all of these. The difference with pornography or sex is that the end point of that is orgasm, which other behavioural situations don't have. Orgasm releases an enormous amount of chemicals into your brain, an enormous amount of opiates into your brain. That's this feels really good part of it. It lasts for a very short time, shorter in guys than girls. Well, about 3 times, I think, on the whole. So I think it's about 8 seconds for guys, 20 seconds for girls, that kind of sense of feeling really zoned out, great, it's fantastic, it's meant to be that way. Porn and sex has that, but no other behavioural encounter does. The only other thing that comes close is narcotic use, opiate use. And I think then that the language of addiction does have a place when you're looking at behaviours and systems that seem to have a common basis on the reward system that create situations that are unmanageable for people and escalate and are becoming increasingly unmanageable. So I'm quite comfortable with addiction as an idea and as a model on that basis, but also because it's the language that is easiest for people to use when they see you come.
And then, yeah, I mean, I think it's very for personal effect. Please thank the actors, Richard.
Yo. I know it seems like the next day, and the talk on porn and do we have a problem was actually last night. And in the end, the talk kind of went. The talk was only like an hour and a half, but then there was like there was time to speak to the people that are in attendance, and just ask questions to the speakers and stuff like that at the end, and that went on all night. So on my way home, I was just so tired, and also just a lot of things going through my brain. I wanted to process a lot of the stuff that I'd heard, and didn't think it was right to make a video about it until today, which is early morning, early Thursday morning, and wow, it was extremely powerful. I think when it comes to Nofap and ideas that could be dangerous for us, obviously a lot of it is online for many reasons. A major one being a lot of people are ashamed of what they go through. So, to kind of be in the presence of real people and hearing real stories, both from girls and guys, but I do feel like the negative affects guys a little bit more. To hear real stories from people going through issues in regards to porn and masturbation it was kind of heartwarming, man. I'm not gonna lie. Like, although I knew that it is a problem for many people, kind of hearing words and hearing people, seeing faces and having that kind of human interaction and that face-to-face feel with people going through similar things to yourself, I felt was really powerful. And we definitely need more of it. We definitely need more of it. And there was some really cool insights that came out of last night, and I feel like we definitely have an issue with this. There is a distinction between I feel that there is a big distinction between people say that porn has always been around, and this is very true. This is very, very true. Porn has always been around. It's been around here. It's been around in life for ages. I think even cavemen were drawing sexual images on the inside of caves. We've always been freaky little so and so's, So it's not that sexual imagery and sexual feelings haven't been around, and porn hasn't been around. I think there is a distinct nature between porn when it was in magazines, maybe, and even I would even say like video cassettes, maybe, and stuff like that, and high-speed internet porn. I think there was a major difference. And it was really fascinating yesterday. One girl who was like 21, who is 10 years younger than me, she was talking about her experience with porn and kind of when she had slow internet and stuff like that, and she sees a distinction between her and her brother, who is like 13, and the amount of porn he's watching, and because of the high-speed internet and the availability and the access and the lack of restrictions, and the kids, I think I have an issue in terms of how much porn I've watched over the years. But I started when it was video cassettes, VHS. I had a VHS. My first porn I ever watched was a VHS. So to think about the availability to kids right now at such a young age, I can't even imagine being 8, 9, 10, you know, and watching high-speed porn, the options is insane, and what that does to your brain. And really right now what I'm doing is looking into the effects on the brain, what it does and stuff like this. And you know, long story short, you know, one of the biggest effects I think for most guys, and the one that really gets them, is, you know, your ability to perform in front of a real woman. You know, your ability to perform in front of a real woman is what affects you. And the problem with that is that socially, you know, in a way, it's so strange, because porn being the thing that is actually ruining you is also the thing that makes you not want to speak about it after, because you're seeing these guys perform like feats of Superman, you know, superhero feats when it comes to having sex, and by you watching more and more of that, you actually are not able to do those things yourself, which is so surreal, that the same thing that is causing your downfall in a way, or causing you to have issues, is the same thing that you're trying to live up to. And you know, I like I said, it was just truly fascinating. I recognize more so now than ever before that, you know, I can't have porn in my life anymore. I just can't do it. I've been watching it for years now. So many detrimental effects. It's affecting so many guys I know around me. And the problem is with this kind of thing, it's that we can't speak about it. It's internal. One thing the guy spoke about yesterday, which I found fascinating, was he said, you know, there are 3 things that, you know, capitalism, if you like, can take advantage of because we need all the time, which is food, human contact, and sex. And it's so true. But the problem with food and things like obesity and sugar is that there is an outward manifestation of that problem. So if you eat too much, you know, on the whole, you look fat. You know, some people, not everybody, but most people. But when it comes to this, when it comes to porn addiction, there is no outward manifestation. You will never know somebody walking down the street that they have an issue like this. And so awareness is everything. We need to push the awareness and, you know, keep people understand, because there's a lot of kids that need saving. There's a lot. I can't even imagine right now the amount of kids that are heading down this path, and, you know, it's scary. And so, you know, that's my thoughts on it for now. You know, I'm currently 5 days. No masturbation, which is huge for me. I'm trying to keep that going all the way till I go to Thailand at least, and obviously on from there as well. But you know, there's definitely more to come with this, and you know, this is something I want for this channel. I want it to be more than just fitness and looking great and, you know, feeling great, which is definitely part of it, and this is a huge feeling. But I want the fitness to be internal and external, you know, and I think that's really important.